Well, Governor Newsom also signaling his support for a measure that would target people who are in part of the child sex trafficking.
There is some uncertainty surrounding the proposal right now. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala joins us now. So, Ashley, what's going on here?
Well, Andrea, this proposal would enhance penalties for people who purchase children for sex. Right now in California, the crime is a misdemeanor. This bill, SB 1414, would make it a felony. But a key committee in the state Senate this week changed the proposed law to keep the crime a misdemeanor for the purchase of 16 and 17-year-olds. It's something that's not sitting well with the lawmaker who wrote the bill, and the governor is also getting involved.
Because I'm going to continue to fight for California's children.
Republican State Senator Shannon Grove says she's moving forward with her proposal to make purchasing or soliciting a child for sex a felony in California. She'd been weighing her options after the Senate's Public Safety Committee forced changes into her bill to keep the crime a misdemeanor for the purchase of 16 and 17-year-olds. McGeorge School of Law professor Chris McKaylee says the committee's move is uncommon.
It's a pretty rare occurrence that they do what we call hostile amendments. Those are amendments that are not supported by the author of the bill.
We are regrouped now. We're focused on how can we fix this? How can we make it better? How can we try to undo something that they did to us that was horrific in public safety?
We actually have to have harsh penalties against anybody who violates a child, first and foremost.
Senator Aisha Wahab stands by the changes. She says there are already existing federal and state laws that cover this.
Why not include 16 and 17-year-olds into that?
16 and 17-year-olds are already included under the law as it stands. So if an adult were to solicit a 16 or 17-year-old, they already face jail time. I think this is an important bill to continue moving forward through the legislature.
I look forward to getting this bill to my desk in a way that I'll sign it. We have some work to do.
Governor Gavin Newsom signaling his support for Grove's proposal.
I deeply appreciate the direction that Senator Grove is going, and I'm mindful that those three amendments, one in particular, that there's some work to do.
Now, this proposal still has a long way to go in the legislative process. In fact, it's really just getting started. As it moves through this process, Grove is hoping she can reverse some of the changes that were abruptly made to this bill on Tuesday.
Yeah, a lot of people scratching their heads over that. So, I mean, what's next? So
at this point, the bill is in the State Senate Appropriations Committee. A hearing, though, is not yet scheduled. That's kind of typical, though. But again, still many steps to go before this becomes law.
Yeah. All right. Ashley, thank you so much for the update.